Hi, welcome again you fused glass lovers. It's Deborah here at Costa Blanca in Spain, and this is the 8th video, amazingly, still concentrating on decals. So in this video I'll show you how to make the colourful pendants, which I was intending to include in the previous video, but I ran out of time. And the next video will be about decals too. I was aware in my last video that the narration was a bit muffled in places and you couldn't hear everything, so I am trying to perfect this and get a little bit better at making these videos. It's very difficult when you've got lots of little bits of footage to put them together, and then you have to speak over some and not speak over some, so I will try very hard to make this video a bit more audible, and I do apologise for that. So for those of you that are new to my videos, I've made these cabochons using some of the methods that I described in my earlier videos, and now I'm going to choose and add the decals to each of the pendants and then fuse them all together at the end and show you each one again at the end in their finished state. So here we go with the first one. Hope you enjoy. This one then, now this has got raw Dichroic on the top, so that can mess up your decal sometimes. So we'll see how it goes, but what I thought would be nice on this is this round one here, and then all those beautiful colours will show in the centre. By the way, some of these decals I've had for absolute years, literally. Okay, into the water for 1 minute. Be back shortly. Just thought I'd show you what I do with the decals if they're a little bit reluctant to release from the paper. Doing that seems to, I think it creates little movements in the decal which lets the water in a little bit, but I find that when they won't move and I do that, and then you start to see it move slightly, it just helps release the decal. She says, there we go. Okay. If there's any air bubbles in you can't get out, you can pierce them with a pin, but I've never had that happen. This one is going to be, that's got to be like a glistening field full of flowers with a beautiful sunset sky above, and we're going to use a black silhouette decal on this one. Well, I think we're going to go for this one. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut out, I love these trees, so I'm going to cut this piece out here. So let's get rid of that first. So my water's cold, so it'll take a little while to do it. It does separate them, the cold water, but it just takes a bit longer than warm water. So whilst I'm waiting, I'll cut this little bit off here. So you don't have to use the decals exactly as they come. You can take little bits off some and add little bits off others to get the desired effect. Seeing the gorgeous cerises and the colours, putting that silhouette of this decal on top really makes the colours behind pop. Amazing. It's going to be a nice one, this is. Can you see all the colours in that now? I realise that didn't show up very well there. Oh, the light's not working in my favour now. So, use the line it's getting on, that's why it's like this. I'm just going to do this and then I'll carry on tomorrow. I just want to show you that one again in the light, so hopefully you can see the colours, which I think you can now, can't you? This one, we've done a few trees, so I think we'll put this lovely fairy on that one. Just going to soak it for a minute in the water, literally a minute. Be back with you. So take the protective cover off. You can do it before, probably easier to do it actually when it's dry before you put it on, which I forgot to do. So I'm taking it very gently off now. This one I thought would be nice with, see if we're looking, with that one on. So I'm just going to take the protective cover off, soak it, back in 1 minute. It's looking nice, the colours are popping, and because this is on clear it will tend to pick up the colours of the clothes that the person who's wearing it has on, which is one of the joys of Dichroic glass. So that's a golden colour, that's like a bluey colour, a lemony colour, bit of cerise. Let's get a bit of coloured glass near it, see what happens. Oh, and that's picked up all the lovely blue. Okay, into the kiln. This one is just 2 pieces of orange fused together on a clear base. Ingot pendants sell quite well because it's quite a nice shape to have around the neck. This one is quite plain, isn't it? So I'm going to put this on here and then see if I can add, I've got all these lots of little bits of decals that I've cut up, and see if I can add something else onto it to make it a bit more interesting. I don't know why I did that. I don't know how I ended up with this one, but when you're making so many you lose track sometimes of your ideas. Let's give that a clean. Back in a minute. This one, it's just come out the grinder, just been grinding. It was the other half of this one. So it shows what, even when you've got one that's broke, you can make nice pieces out of it. So that's come out the grinder, that's just going to go and be fire polished, and I'll probably put a decal on that one. And that's the other half of it now that that's come out the grinder. So we've got the 2 pieces that came out of that broken one. 2 nice cabochons. This one, I'm thinking this tree and one of these apes would be interesting. No, he's lost. He's lost on there. So let's just put him back on here because we can use him again. Just leave that to go dry now. And it's quite a dark piece this is, so we may need some of the light. I'll take that off as well. I'll try some white ones, but we'll give it a go anyway. This one here is a very nice one, so we'll try this. I have to admit I don't like the white decals as much as the black ones, and I wish somebody could develop some frosted patterned decals to put over the top. So like I have patterned ones here which I have put on some pieces which do look nice, but they're just a bit, the white is a bit stark. When it's fired you'll see, whereas I thought if they were slightly frosted so you could almost, you know, in the way see the colours underneath, would be nice. That's what I mean, that sort of effect, but just on the pattern. I have looked for some, but I can't find any anywhere. And I have emailed a few companies, but I don't think they quite get what I'm saying. Okay, that's going to soak. This one, I have these lovely bears here with a bit of grass, which I think is going to look nice. So we'll give those a try. And I'm thinking it'd be nice to have something in the sky. Just something up there. And I have this little half of a tree here, which I think will go nice. I'm happy with that. It's completely transformed that cabochon into an interesting piece of jewellery. Right, so these are the decals ready to put in the kiln. Now, some of these pendants are from the previous video, which I have fired them all together. That's why they're in with these. This is how they came out of the kiln. These are all low fire, with the exception of like the fairy and that one. There's another fairy there, and another like Celtic circle. They're so old, I can't remember. I haven't got any details of whether they're high fire or low fire. I'm thinking they're high fire, from what I can remember. But what I'm going to do is just put them all on a low fire first, and then when I get them out, if I can scratch off any of that, I'll know that they are high fire, and I'll put them back in on the high fire. Okay, they're out of the kiln, and so far so good. So just give them a clean. Same piece of paper that I did the fire polish on, look. That can stay in again for the next fuse. Okay, this one. This is the one with the tree and the little parrots. Let's just make sure that they are well fused on, so we don't want anything coming off. Yep, no problem with that whatsoever. Perfect. You can really see the depth in that with the decal sitting on the top. So let's just remind ourselves of how this started off. Was fuse into a blob, cut on the Dremel, grind on the grinder, refuse as a fire polish, and then fuse again to put the decal on. Tree. Yep. That's not going anywhere. Yeah, that's fine. I expected all these to turn out fine because they're all the low fire ones. Anyway. And that one, that has turned out to be stunning. I just love the colours in the background. A gorgeous sunset. Nice size as well. I stick with the ones that were low fire anyway, so the little bears look, and the tree just up there and the little bears. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just cleaning, when I take them off, I'm just cleaning the backs off. Again. Can't fault it, it's come out fine. Really pleased with the process. Now, these are the ones that I thought were high fire. So let's have a little check. I mean, the colours in that are lovely. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can scratch off just one of the stars. Okay, it came off. It came off. I'm going to try this one as well, just to make sure it's just because it wasn't on the edge. It may have been because it was on the edge and it wasn't quite adhered properly when the glass melted, but that star's not even, one of the points has not even come off that star. So it's looking good, looking good. I obviously want to test it thoroughly. I do not want to sell a piece that cannot live up to its reputation. That is fine. Hope you can see the colours in that on here. And this is quite dark, but it's nice. You catch the sun on that or the light, and that really shows up. This is the same, from the same batch of decals as the other one, so I'm expecting it to be fine. Now, the thing with this one, this was on raw Dichroic. Sometimes you can get issues. I think I need to get my magnifying glasses to look at that, but that's looking pretty good. Absolutely fine. Put my light on, that's better. Didn't have the light on those. Light on. Oh, my favourites with the light on. Wow. Sometimes you do one, you just want to keep it yourself. Well, a lot of them I do, to be fair, not want to keep them myself. But that one, oh, I might just keep that. That's with the light on. With the light on. Fairies then. fairies. Let's hope you've done well. And see that's scratched off. That's scratched off. Now, it may be because it's high fire, maybe because it's on the raw Dichroic. Let me have a look at one, or let me have a look at one of these other ones. Now, we did think that we might have to refire these. So this is on clear glass, so we haven't got the issue with it being raw Dichroic. Let's see, something that we're not going to miss. Let's try see if that's on or not. No, that's come off as well. So these are definitely high fire. Did think they were. So I'm going to have to put these pendants back in on high fire. But I'll just show them you now as they are anyway, because high firing them is not going to make any difference. They're still going to look the same, but I'll show them you when they come out of high fire as well. And this is the other one. Final one. So sultry. That fairy is so sultry. Okay, so they're going back in on high fire. So there they are, the final pieces. So that's the end of the 8th video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it's given you some food for thought, that you can go away and make some beautiful pieces yourself, and that you'll join me for my next video. The next video is still going to be on decals, because I did so much footage that I've had to split it down because the videos would just be too long. So the actual next one will concentrate on the white decals and also illusion transfers. So that's quite interesting. Please join me again then. When I do the videos, you do see pieces from previous videos and pieces from videos that I haven't finished yet, because I have to fire them all in the kiln together rather than do them individually, just to obviously save kiln time and money in doing that. So that's why the pieces seem to be a bit mixed up, but I'll try and organise it a bit better for the future, so I don't have quite so many going on at once in one video, but it is quite difficult to do it that way. But I have so many ideas, and I want to get as much to you as I possibly can without